To you, I'm Tim McGonigal. Shannon Newth is on assignment, and we'll check in with her in just a little bit. But first, at 5:30, 2 officers from the 12th Missile Squadron have been charged with drug offenses. This stems from the drug and cheating scandal that happened over a year ago. Malmstrom Air Force Base charged First Lieutenant Michael Alonzo and First Lieutenant Lance Baltazar on April 17th. Both officers' alleged violations include for illegal possession, use, and distribution of ecstasy, and for conspiracy related to the drug offenses. Baltazar has a few more violations, which are distribution and possession of cocaine. Also, use of pentadrone, commonly known as bath salts. Both cases will be reviewed at an Article 32, which is similar to civilian grand jury hearings, and this will determine if sufficient evidence exists that a crime has been committed for a court-martial to take place. The Article 32 hearings have not been scheduled. 3 cars totaled and 2 people injured, all in one overnight pursuit in Great Falls. The chase took place at around 2 this morning. Daniel Nishoff of Great Falls has been arrested for the incident and is facing 7 charges after eluding police during a high-speed chase. Court documents state the 18-year-old smelled of alcoholic beverages when he was pulled over. According to the Montana Highway Patrol, Nishoff and a 16-year-old passenger were driving 95 miles per hour on I-15 before a chase ensued. During the chase, speeds reached up to 120 miles per hour. The SUV eventually exited the interstate via the Central Avenue West exits and went over a concrete median. Police say Nishoff drove the wrong way before turning into a residential area where the chase came to an end. The accident remains under investigation as county attorneys are now involved. Bond for Nishoff has been set at $50,000 due to the nature of the crime. Court documents also say Nishoff received a DUI within the last month and was out on bond. No information about the 16-year-old has been released. A Lewistown man is sentenced for hitting a woman so hard it broke her jaw. Vernon Price Jr. pled guilty to an amended charge of felony criminal endangerment. Charging documents say when police officers responded to a fight between a male and a female at a 6th Avenue residence in Helena back in October, they found Price with the victim, who was bleeding from the mouth. Witnesses say the victim and Price were behind a locked door when they heard the female being assaulted. The victim's jaw was so badly broken that it had to be wired shut. In accordance with a plea agreement, District Judge Jeffrey Sherlock gave Price a 10-year suspended sentence to the Montana State Prison. And while pronouncing the sentence, Judge Sherlock had some harsh words for Price.
And so if you violate this sentence, 10 years to the Montana State Prison, which I'll suspend, you're going to prison. So I want it crystal clear to you what's going to happen. And hitting women is not okay. Pushing them isn't okay. Walk away.
Price was originally charged with aggravated assault. Well, it's been a wet and gloomy day across most of north central Montana. Meteorologist Ross Giratana joins us with a first look at your forecast. And Ross, you've been keeping a close eye on those showers.
Yeah, that's right. You know, certainly a bit raw and cool feeling outside. Let's take you live on the U.S. Bank iCam, where you could barely see the Milwaukee station there. Temperature at 45, feels like 41. Got that northeast wind at around 10 miles per hour. Visibility at 6 miles. So be very careful if you're traveling on the roads. Of course, have the wipers, the headlights on. Right now, we're dealing with some sprinkles in Great Falls, and just to the south and east out near Geyser, looks like you're getting in on some snow out towards the Little Belt Mountains, out towards Nyhart there in the higher elevations. But Glasgow scanning clear, and Miles City, a couple of thunderstorms out in eastern Montana with those warmer temperatures. So a lot of moisture here working its way north and east. We're going to see several rounds of showers out there tonight, and temperatures are cool along I-15, lower 50s, mid 40s, still hanging on to some 70s though in the eastern half of the state. I'll let you know what to expect with the remainder of this event and the rest of your weekend forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Ross. The state's main funding package continued moving through the legislature today as lawmakers raced to finish up their work for the session. House Bill 2 includes about $10 billion in spending over the next few years. The House gave it final approval this morning, and the Senate gave its final approval late this afternoon. One key difference from previous budget packages is attention to mental health, including new investment in community-based care and crisis intervention.
To change the messaging for mental health in the state of Montana from institutional care over to community-based care, not giving up on institutional care, but just moving the discussion towards that is probably the greatest accomplishment for mental health within House Bill 2.
Meanwhile, lawmakers continued work on a major infrastructure bill. The House rejected a Republican amendment to Senate Bill 416. It would have switched out some projects and eliminated bonding almost entirely. Both chambers will reconvene on Saturday in hopes of reaching agreement on an infrastructure package. A national program designed to increase community disaster preparedness has a new class of graduates in the Electric City. The Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT, completed this Cascade County training course this morning. MTN's Joe Huizinga was there to see the training in action.
The CERT program came into existence after the events of 9/11. The FEMA was looking for a way to make all the communities of the United States, all the people, better prepared for disasters, whether they're natural or man-made.
The 12-person class completed 20 hours of intensive training covering topics from search and rescue operations to emergency triage. Then they were faced with a disaster.
Our scenario for this one was a wind shear damaged the building, blew the roof off, injured people and trapped them inside.
To complete their training, students put their skills to the test by searching for victims in a dark and damaged building with nothing but a flashlight.
Going from paper to real life is quite a challenge, but your instincts kicked in and your training kicks in. You see a scenario that is in front of you and you act on it.
Search teams looked for more than 20 victims who were injured or trapped, but just as it would be in a real-life disaster, not everyone could be saved.
The biggest challenge in this whole thing is leaving somebody behind. You're put in a scenario where you have all these victims and you have to categorize them. You have to see who needs the attention the most and get them the help that they need ASAP.
When the drill was completed, the class reviewed their work, and while not everything went according to plan, things rarely do when disaster strikes. But they all gained valuable skills to help bring calm to the chaos.
We're all here voluntarily. It's great to see this many volunteers come out and help, knowing that the reason why we're here is to help out other people in the future.
A future that's a little safer when everyday people become a little more prepared. In Great Falls, Joe Huizinga, MTN News.
2 Loy Elementary students got the surprise of their lives this afternoon. Last year, Major Eric Doggett was deployed to Afghanistan. Today, his wife Catherine first met him at the airport, then rushed him off to surprise their kids. Reagan and Connor had no idea their dad was coming home today. The kids were presenting their posters that Catherine helped them make for when their dad would come home. The whole family was overjoyed with the surprise. The Doggetts will soon be relocating to Germany.